to launch, you'll understand where I'm coming from. A lot of things are going to change in respect of what members of champion picks get. We don't want them to just be a face. We're going to actually arrange a few functions and get together so we all know each other, everyone gets to meet each other, and you're part of a club, not just someone that pays us some money.
Okay. Paul's asked how you determine whether it is an on-pace runner. You reckon, and I'm sure you agree that some do vary their racing patterns, and he cites the example of Metal Bender.
Yeah, well, look, Metal Bender will get back in most races, and that's one of the 4 that I spoke about. And you saw what happened on the weekend. Nothing wrong with his run. Go back and have a look at that. It's just that quite often when you look at a race, in fact, do this, guys. You watch a race from the 300 to the post. A large majority of the horses actually run home in pretty similar time. There's not much movement there. So obviously the advantage is how much start you had in the first instance. So Metal Bender, despite the fact it's one of the better horses in that race, does get back a bit. But what beat it was the slow track conditions, and it just can't quicken off that. And also the tempo they ran that race at placed it in a mathematical impossibility situation. So you just know it can't win unless it runs some track record over the last 600 basically. So look, I know every horse and what they do and all their attributes because I'm watching them all the time. But if you don't know, there are certain forms that give you the position at the turn, the position on settling and the position at the turn. So you talk to Dave later on. I won't bore everyone else with it, but we can tell you where to look for that. You can quickly learn how to identify, without watching videos like I did, you can quickly learn how to identify for your own sake if something's a back mark or not. Very easy.
Okay, keep going with your stuff, Ed, and I'll say that people keep asking questions. Even if you've sent something through we haven't answered yet, like I said, we get to them all, every single one by the end. So yeah, if you want to send a second question or follow-up, go for it.
Just want to knock a few off. Look, and by the way, I'll be here forever. I don't care. I'm passionate. I'll stay here till all the questions are over. But as I said, some of you guys can get away. Now, look, the next segment is for you guys that already have and are using the ratings and have done for some time. Certainly listen, but this is more so for people that aren't. And I'm not trying to sell you ratings. This is what I'm trying to show you is that how the guys that are currently ratings people and have been with me for a long time, how they're using the ratings in conjunction with the Blackbookers to determine whether they should and shouldn't bet. Because at the moment you guys don't know that. So I'm going to run through a couple of things with ratings very, very quickly. And this is where I need some feedback because it's not something that needs a lot of time. But it's also something I might run through too quickly and leave a few guys behind. So if you're getting lost, let us know if I'm going to, you know what I mean. Let's just have a look at Saturday as an example. It happened to be a good day, but I'll show you today as well. With the ratings, if you guys don't understand it, look, all ratings are is just basically I'm giving each horse its price or its chance of winning. So basically, if you look at that shaded column I've got there, if a horse isn't really over that price, you should not be backing it. If it's pretty close to it, yeah, there's an argument to back it. For me, there's not because I'm using the same functionality all the time. But by having the ratings and seeing, look where Ed's got Empire placed. Let's look at that as an example. I had it as a $4 chance. The market bet $5.50. It's a bet. It's a black booker as well. But the advantage the guys get that have the ratings is they can look at that and say, right, I'm definitely on that one. Not only am I on it, but if you have a look under the bet units, they've actually had more than one unit on. They've had 1.25, and I won't get into how that all works. But it's the only way to bet. I mean, like, quite frankly, I hope none of you guys step into a game of toss a coin and take $1.90. I'm sure none of you are that stupid. But we all do stupid things. Don't get me wrong. But that's what you're doing if you're not, like, if you're betting blindly. That you don't know what you're doing. You don't know the true odds. So why back it? So just quickly run through. I do this every Saturday, and as you can see over to the right there, for you guys that haven't been, you can go onto the site, click on ratings. You then click on results, and it shows you the SMS that I sent out. In other words, what I told people to do, how much to have on them, etc. While the race is being run, I've got someone typing the comments in there, and it's all above board. You know, it's all a good thing. Dave's going to offer something later on, because I don't really care about the money, guys. But I'm just not going to work for nothing. So to whoever did ask that question, why do I give it away? I'm not doing it for nothing, but I want you guys to have opportunity to see how proper betting takes place. You know, if someone had taught me what I know now 20 years ago, I would have appreciated it. So hopefully you take it the same way. Anyway, look, you can have a look. Wherever there's winner next to a horse, it means that we actually back the winner. So you can see, you know, that happens to be a particularly good day. I'm not just illustrating to make myself look good. You can see all the way through. There's a good example. Tiara Lee at Kembla. Now, so people have level staked at 1 unit, but I've got it as a $1.65 chance, which meant that, you know, the guys that are buying the ratings, they're actually at 3.03 units on it. Now, when you get an overlay from $1.65 to 3, you can see that the result becomes 9, whereas the result for a lot of you guys became 3. So two things are happening. You're actually getting to take advantage of the scenario where the opportunity arises that a horse's value, that's provided it's rated right. Pretty confident I'm rating them right. Been through all that before, but I've just lost what I was going to say. Anyway, I'll move on. But mainly that is where you get the advantage, and obviously not just that advantage there. So instead of getting 300, you get 900. But there's plenty that you're not going to be on that get rolled, and so you're saving in one area and you're gaining on in another area. But you can also use your own brains and your own form and say, well, I don't think Ed's right here, for whatever reason that might be. Maybe you're delirious. But anyway, if you know, use your own stuff as well and say, well, no, I think differently to this, but he's got it as a black booker. On the ratings, he's got it as this. Weigh it all up and make a decision. But you know what you're doing? You're making an informed decision and not a rash decision based around how many losers you might have backed prior to then, or how many winners you think you're going to back, or how much you just got paid because you got your monthly pay the other day, and so on and so forth. But anyway, so we won 22 units, which is, you know, it's pretty good. I'm not going to go through every result screen, guys. I'm just going to pull up the previous day, Friday, same again. Now, things happen like late scratchings. The beauty of the SMS is you're not getting big figures thrown at you and then you walk away and then all of a sudden something's scratched and you go, well, just wonder how that affects A, the market, and B, how this race is going to be run. Well, I do all that for you. I'll do all the recalculations. In a couple of races, you actually got a new market together and got it sent out. But anyway, that was a Friday, another 6 units, so it's 22, and then we had 6. Then we had Tuesday, same again, you know, we won another 8 units. I do lose, I'm going to show you that in a minute. Today's Wednesday. Pretty good example. Today we didn't win. We lost points, 0.6. So guys betting 100 lost $65 basically. But what you can see here is there's 12 rated races. We've only backed 1, 2, 3 winners, and the prices were only $5, $2.40, $3.50, and $3.60. Level bet, and you wouldn't have broken square there. But what I'm trying to point out is, if good information is one thing, okay, but good betting practice is another thing. And if you don't combine the two together, you fail. You fail. Simple as that.